you're still under oath from earlier?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just have a seat. Whenever you're ready.
Yes. Thank you again, Sergeant. This is going to be brief. May I first, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
May I first witness?
Yes.
Sergeant Enright. You recognize this?
Yes, sir.
How do you recognize it?
This is Exhibit 27, which would have been the defendant's phone.
Okay. Are your initials on there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. I have you open that up. But this is
Sure.
or however. Like,
And is that the item that's been marked as State's Exhibit 12 for identification? Okay.
I want to make sure.
yes,
Okay.
please. Okay. And do you recognize that?
Yes,
phone?
sir.
How do you recognize it?
This is a black iPhone 12.
Is that the same phone that was described to you by the defendant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, permission to admit States 12.
Any objection?
No objection.
State's 12 is admitted.
And permission to publish.
You may.
Hold up the phone. And you sent that phone to be downloaded?
Yes, sir.
Who downloaded it?
Analyst Casey Campbell.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Any cross?
Officer, so you ended up speaking to my client in regards to that phone, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
When was that?
The date I referenced, it was in December, I believe it was the 19th.
Okay, so December 19th.
Yes, sir.
Did she also give you the cell phone password?
Yes, she did.
Okay. And did she also tell you anything about whether or not she was guilty of the charges?
She told me she was not taking a trafficking charge.
Okay. And did she tell you who it belonged to?
And she did tell me it belonged to somebody else. I cannot recall off the top of my head who it belonged to.
Okay.
It was referenced in the report.
Okay.
I don't have a copy with it.
I was able to go back and find that portion of your report.
Yes, sir.
So Gregory Murphy,
Sure.
okay. Did you follow up on Mr. Murphy?
I do not know.
Okay. Do you know if anybody did?
I do not.
Okay. And then, did you tell her why you wanted the password?
For the download?
Yeah.
For contents of the phone?
Okay. So she was put on notice that you needed the password because you wanted to have the conversations downloaded?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It just seems like if she knows that she's got anything in there that's incriminating, that she had just told you she's not going to give you the passcode. Fair statement.
That would be a fair statement, sir.
But she willingly gave you the password.
She gave me the passcode.
Very good. Thank you.
Redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. May the witness be released?
Yes.
All right. I don't see any hands. Thank you, ma'am. You are free to go. Please don't discuss your testimony with
I'll
anyone.
take the, can I approach the witness stand and grab?
Yes. All right, your next witness.
State will call Investigator Casey Campbell.
All right.
Clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Thank you.
Have a seat. All right, Mr. Sprouse, you may inquire.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please state your name and rank for the record.
I am Casey Campbell. I am a civilian digital forensic examiner.
Okay. How long have you been in that role?
Since 2011.
So where do you work at?
The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office, assigned to the Cybercrimes Unit.
Okay. Do you know how many phones have you downloaded?
Over the course of years, thousands, closer to 10,000.
Okay. Did you receive any specialized training to be a forensic analyst?
Yes, I have. I went to the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center where I was certified as a digital evidence acquisition specialist and a seized computer evidence recovery specialist, and then hundreds of hours in training with our forensic tools to include Cellbrite, Axiom, and other tools that we use in our lab.
Okay. And how long is that training?
The training at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center was a month long, and then the other training was over 300 hours.
Okay. Did you receive a cell phone to download in the case of State versus Alicia Dean?
Yes, I did.
If I showed you the phone, would you recognize it?
Yes, I would.
Showing you what has been previously marked as States 12. Can you identify that phone?
Yes, this is the Apple iPhone that I downloaded back in March 3rd of 2023.
Did you make a report when you did the phone download?
Yes, I did.
Madam Clerk, which number are we on?
17.
Thank you. Do you recognize this?
Yes, it's a Cellbrite download report. That's the report that's created when I successfully download a phone. It creates this report.
Okay. And how do you recognize this one?
My signature is on this authenticating that was the one I downloaded for this case.
Okay. And is it possible to alter the download once it's downloaded?
No, the download itself comes in like an executable file. It's a report that's all created as one. You can take out parts of that and generate a report. Just if you want to see like the text messages or call logs, you can export a separate report, but the original report stays the same. That data is not altered or tampered with when you export a separate report.
How can you tell that it hasn't been altered or tampered with?
It would contain everything in that report as far as the summary page. All the data would be present. It wouldn't only include a select portion of it.
Are you familiar with hashing?
Yes.
What is that? What's a hash?
A hash value is like a digital thumbprint. It's a unique set of numbers based on a mathematic algorithm, and it basically says that that is a unique individual file. If that file was altered in any way, shape, or form, that hash value would change for that file.
Is there hash value on your downloads?
Yes, there are.
So is this a fair and accurate copy of the report that you created when you downloaded the phone?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, permission to enter States 17.
Any objection? State 17 is admitted.
Are you able to print off reports?
Yes, you are.
Can you describe how that would happen?
Usually, if you want to print off, like the text messages or phone calls from a report, you can select the conversation that you would want to print off between two parties, usually the device, the owner, and whoever the other party is. If you wanted to select that conversation, you could print off just that conversation between those two parties.
Okay, so that's for the text conversations?
Yes.
How about for pictures?
Yes, if there's any pictures on the device, which most devices have thousands of pictures, if you wanted to print off a select few, you could just go in, check mark the ones you want, and export those, and then print off those pictures from the device.
Okay, thank you. So you can pick and choose what you can print off,
Yes,
but you just can't manipulate what's already in there.
correct.
Okay. I showed defense counsel what is marked as state's composite 18. Permission to approach the witness?
Yes, you may.
Do you recognize state's composite 18? For the record, what I'm showing the witness is just pictures.
Yeah, the photographs from 18A are media that was contained on her download report.
Okay, so what is that part of state's composite 18?
Let's see.
What does that say?
This is an extraction report for the data files that contain 188 images, and it looks like all the images and their file information, including their EXIF data, which is like the date timestamp, all that information contained, including the hash value for those images.
Thank you. So, is it your testimony that you see these images are in this report?
I'd have to go through, but I recognize several in here. Obviously, to go through every one would take some time, but I see multiple that are in there that are on just these first few pages, including the driver's license there at the top.
Permission to introduce state's exhibit 18.
No objection.
All right, State's Exhibit 18 is admitted.
And I'm not going to publish. I will send it back with the jury for their deliberations. So you mentioned earlier that you could extract cell phone text reports.
Yes.
Is that correct? If I showed you the reports, would you be able to recognize them?
Yes, I would.
Identify them? Okay. May I approach the witness?
Yes, you may.
All right, I'm do this one at a time, I'm handing to you, okay? Can you recognize this?
Yes, this is a conversation between the owner of this phone and a user going by the name Beautiful Nightmare 89, and it looks like it is part of a group conversation to include someone by the name of Ryan.
Okay. What's the owner's phone number on here?
It comes back to 850-225-1269.
And has this been altered in any way?
Um,
The report?
No.
Okay. Permission to introduce states 23.
No objection, Your Honor.
States 23 is admitted.
I'm going to hold off on publishing. Same thing with this report. Investigator Campbell.
Let's see.
Can you identify that?
Yes, this
States.
is,
States 20.
this is another conversation between the owner of the phone and individual going by the name of Ant Trap. Yes.
And has that report been altered in any way?
No, sir.
Permission to introduce states 20.
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibit 20 is admitted.
I'm showing the witness states 19.
This is another text conversation between the owner and an individual by the name of James.
Has that report been altered in any way?
No, it has not.
Permission to introduce states 19.
No objection.
States 19 is admitted.
All right, I'm showing the witness states 21. Can you recognize that?
21 is a chat conversation between the phone's owner and an individual by the name of Andy.
And has that report been altered in any way?
No, it has not.
Permission to move states 21.
No objection.
States 21 is admitted.
Lastly, you recognize that?
Yes, this is another chat conversation between the phone's owner and an individual by the name of Kitten.
Okay.
It has not been altered.
It has not been altered?
No, sir.
Okay. Permission to introduce states 22.
No objection, Your Honor.
Exhibit 22 is admitted.
That's all I have for this witness. Thank you.
All right. Cross.
So, Investigator Campbell, you say that it's the conversation between the owner of this phone and someone named or whatever.
Yes, sir.
You don't know for sure that the person who owns that phone was the person that was typing on that phone.
Whoever had control and access to that device, not only did they have physical possession of it, but they had access to it, meaning they had the PIN code, password, whatever, to get into the phone. That person, whoever had that privileged access, was the one that was sending those messages.
But that doesn't mean it was the owner, does it?
Correct. Someone would, as long as they had privileged access to that device, then they would have been able to send those messages.
Meaning that if Ms. Dean had shared her access information to that phone, to somebody else, and they got to the phone, they could communicate it as if they were Alicia Dean.
Yes, if she provided her phone and her access information to her phone to another individual, they could have sent messages from that phone to another individual.
Thank you, that's all I've got.
Any redirect? All right. And may this witness be released?
He may. Thank you,
All
Investigator.
right. Thank you, sir. Please don't discuss your testimony with anyone except one of the attorneys, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Next witness.
Lieutenant, I'm going to recall Lieutenant Joseph Wood.
Okay. All right, sir, you're still under oath from earlier, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Just have a seat. All right, Mr. Strauss, whenever you're ready.
Yes, Your Honor, may I get access to the overhead?
Yes. Is it turned on your end?
Maybe. Step 1, turn on device.
There we go. All right, whenever you're ready.
Lieutenant Gordon, have you reviewed cell phone downloads in this case?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How many narcotics investigations have you been a part of?
Been a part of several hundred.
Okay. Have you reviewed conversations in regards to narcotics investigations?
Yes, I have.
How many conversations do you think?
It's hard to say. I would say several dozen conversations on like cell phone downloads, things like that, yeah,
Okay.
from those investigations.
And you've conducted interviews with suspected traffickers before, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And do they have like a lingo that they use?
yes, as far as how they, when they're dealing drugs, essentially, yes, there's a lingo that they use.
What's some of the lingo?
Serve.
What does serve mean?
Serve means basically, like if you were to use it in the context of I'm about to make a serve, then it would be I'm about to go sell drugs to somebody in the layman's terms.
I'm going to show you some text messages that previously marked as states 23. So, leading up to a conversation, you can see what that says. Nothing remarkable. Then you have the beginning of apparently another conversation.
Mr. Sprouse, you might want to enlarge that a little bit. I have my glasses on, but it's still hard for me to see it from here.
Understood. How's that, Your Honor?
Can all the jurors see that? Okay, everyone's not. Okay.
So, it's your understanding the green bubbles are who?
The green bubbles are Miss Dean, Alicia Dean.
And the blue bubbles are whoever Miss Dean's talking to.
Correct.
And in this case, who is it?
Ryan from the phone number 850-225-9871.
Okay. So he starts off with, "Hey, are you good?" And then he said-
The hey, you good? Do you want me to clarify on that, or?
we'll get
Okay.
there. Just, and then he sends another text message. And then you got this green bubble. What does that say?
How much are you wanting, and what bomb did Nicole drop on you? What's going on?
Can you make sense of this conversation for us?
Yeah, so the part where he says, "Hey, you good?" That's a common thing that you see in messages between people that are using and dealing drugs. A lot of times the person that's buying drugs will say, "Hey, you good?" to the person that they want to buy drugs from. And it's a way of asking, "Do you have the drugs that I've bought from you in the past?"
And when she asks how much are you wanting,
So, once again, that's referring to drugs. How much of whatever drug it is do you want?
then what's
Could be,
the
it
next?
could be an amount or a price, depends on how they do their dealings.
Okay. Slide it up a little bit. The next ball, what does that say?
It's broken, but says, it's kinda LIG, I think it's supposed to be long story, and I need a half ounce, which is referring to drugs once again.
Is there a date on that?
Yes, it is September 29th of 2022, and the time is 12:18 PM.
Can you remind us when this search warrant that we're here about was executed?
It was the morning of September 30th of 2022.
Now what do we have? This is a response, right?
Yes, so she responded back, "I can get you a 1/4 ounce for 100.
What does that mean?
Basically, a 1/4 ounce, which an ounce is 28 grams, so 1/4 of that for $100, which is, so basically 7 grams for $100 is what she's offering.
Let's move on to the next. Is there, it's kind of back and forth negotiating
Right,
going on?
right, so he says, "Okay, but you can't get a half," which is referring back to the half ounce.
Okay, which is what he asked for.
Right. Half ounce is 14 grams for those that are keeping track.
Next text message.
Yeah, he says, "Can you deliver?"
And what are they talking about?
Can you deliver the drugs to me and I'll pay you when you get here, essentially.
Okay. How about this?
So basically, prior the price was $100. When he asked, "Can you deliver?" she said, "I can deliver for $120.
So $20 delivery fee.
Correct.
And here's that he's okay with that.
He says, "Okay," and then she says, "Let me find where my ride is."
So he understands,
Yep, he says, "Okay."
and then
So, something to note on this, obviously the time when he says okay is 12:24 PM, and then it's now 1:43 when she responds back, "If you still need, I'm on my way." And he wasn't responding. So then she's basically saying in one text at a time, "Hello," H, the 3 is an E, then the L, L, O, one text at a time with exclamation points following it.
And what does that tell you?
That she's getting frustrated because he's not responding to her. So now it says, she's asking, "Need to know where to meet you," and then she uses the name Ryan Matthew. "I just paid my ride to come get me and everything, and to go pick this up for you, what the heck?" Or WTH, which means what the heck,
Okay.
or other words. "Okay, well, I'm heading back to Shalimar,"
Where
after
did you
not getting
meet?
any response.
I'm sorry. You can respond again. I
Yes.
cut you off.
What was that? Oh, I was just, did you want me to finish what I was saying here?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so she says, okay, well, I'm heading back to Shalimar after she didn't get any response from him.
Okay. And where was the search warrant conducted?
The search warrant was conducted at 34 9th Street in Shalimar.
Okay.
So that was, the last text that she sent was at 1:48, and now at 3:06 PM, he's responding, okay, I still need.
Do you recognize this? This
Yes.
is marked as States 19, previously admitted into evidence. We go through this conversation just like the last time. This one's short.
Okay.
And we go text by text.
Do you want me to read these?
No, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
Thank you. Bill. All right. Now, you see that phrase again.
Yep. Hey, you good? And this time it's coming from her to James, which has the phone number 256-387-3138.
And then he responds, will be waiting on it now.
Correct. Which basically means that he doesn't have it yet, but he's going to. Referring once again to drugs.
And then her response,
How much for a whole ounce and how much for a half, meaning a half ounce?
now, how much methamphetamine was found in the defendant's camper?
1 ounce, which is 28 grams.
So he says he doesn't like that one that much.
Right.
So then we still have a little bit more negotiation going on.
Yeah, so she says, okay, how much a ball, which is referring to, sometimes people call it a ball, sometimes it's called an 8-ball, sometimes it's just called an eighth. Basically, what it's referring to is 1/8 of 1 ounce, which is 3.5 grams.
Okay.
And then he gives a price of $70.
So it seems like these measurements are all based off an ounce. You got an ounce, you got a half ounce, you got a quarter ounce, you got an eighth of an ounce.
Correct.
That's lingo for,
For drugs, yeah.
and then he responds 70 for a ball.
Yep.
How's Mitsubishi? All right. That, when did that happen? When did these text messages occur? This
On
is-
September 23rd of 2022.
Thank you. Same thing that we did last time. I'm gonna go through the innocuous parts, and then I'll ask you questions when it's relevant.
Which exhibit is this?
I'm sorry, Judge.
Okay.
This is Exhibit 20, States 21.
Thank you.
And can you see that?
Yes, I can see it.
We're going too fast.
The top one on this one, I didn't see what it said. Yep.
Thank you. All right. This is a new one.
Yeah, so it says you holding, which is another way of asking if you have the drugs that we've dealt with in the past on you.
So that's somebody messaging her, this is blue.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, this would be Andy, can't read that whole phone number. Andy 850-855-3342.
And that's still the same phone number as the
That-
previous ones.
Correct.
So, I mean, there's a lot of messages before she actually responds. She's apparently sleeping. But she does respond to you holding,
Right,
right?
right.
Albeit, can you tell the time difference between the two?
Yeah, the you holding was at 8:55 a.m. and the hey, what just woke up was at 2:35 p.m. both on September 28th.
And that's 2 days before the search warrant?
2 days before the search warrant, yes, sir. So he followed up by saying, seeing if you were holding. And then her response to that was, come over. And then she used the name Felix. Felix said to come over. Text Felix your address. And then he texted back with 216 Elm Avenue, apartment D, as in Delta. So, at a little over an hour later, she responded, LOL, did he make it to you? And then his response was, yeah, LOL.
So, what was that conversation about?
Basically, she was setting him up with a meeting with someone named Felix to purchase drugs from Felix. And Felix was going to go meet him wherever he was at 216 Elm Avenue.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Cross?
Lieutenant, I know you kept saying that's her response, that's her response, that's her response. Do you know for certain that the person on the other end of these chats was my client?
No, sir, I have no way of knowing who was on the other end.
Are you aware that she talked to Ginrich at the jail and gave Ginrich the name of Gregory Murphy as being the owner of what was found in the RV?
No, sir, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. But you are aware that there was this conversation that y'all have reached the assumption or the conclusion that one person was named Ryan Matthew. Do you know who that is?
No, sir, I don't know who that is.
Did you even attempt to see if he was in the database?
No, I did not.
Okay, because Sheriff's Department has a database, right?
Yes, sir.
Based on names
Yes, sir.
and based on phone numbers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So did you even run the phone number to see if you could figure out who was communicating with her?
No, I did not. this isn't my case to do that with.
Okay. Same thing about, did you run anybody named James down with the phone number that was given?
No, sir.
Okay. I mean, nobody did it, did they?
I don't know.
There's a guy named Andy in the phone number. We do anything to look for him?
No, sir.
What about Felix?
No, sir.
Do you know who Matthew Strunk is?
I don't know who that is, no.
Okay, so Felix or Matthew Strunk doesn't ring any bells?
No, not to me.
Those are my questions, Joe.
Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Where was that phone located?
The phone was located on the bed inside of the camper that I searched.
Okay. And in that camper, you found other evidence of who was living there?
Correct.
And who was that?
Alicia Dean?
Did you find any information whatsoever about a Gregory Murphy in that RV?
Nothing at all.
Did you find any information about Matthew Strunk?
Nothing at all.
How about somebody of the last name Hodge? Did you find anything with their name on it? Or,
No, sir, nothing at all.
okay, that's all I have, thank you.
May the witness be released.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I don't see any hands. Thank you, sir. You're free to go. Same rules. Don't discuss your testimony except with the attorneys.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
State rests.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the state has rested and there are matters we need to take up outside of your presence. Now would be a good time for a break. We will try to handle our matters as quickly as we can and get you back in. But this time, if you would retire to the jury room, please.
Please stand for the jury.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
this is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
From the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our
Threatened you in order to get you to either testify or to keep you from.
So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here again Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Ready, Frank? I'm sorry. All right, come on. Go right up to the thing. I'll let down right here.
Please remain standing, raise your right hand, face the clerk.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just have a seat, sir. Thank you. All right, Mr. Nopes, you may inquire.
If you would just please tell us your name for the record.
Brian Joseph Stacking.
Is it Stack or Stacking?
Stacking.
Stacking, okay. And Mr. Stacking, do you know Alicia Dean?
Yes, sir, I do.
How do you know her?
I've known her for 7 years.
Okay.
The past 2 years, she's been my girlfriend.
Are you aware that she's been charged with trafficking in methamphetamine?
Yes.
And are you aware that that's as a result of a search warrant that was served September 30th of 2022?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any knowledge about that case?
I have knowledge of it.
Okay. Could you share with me and the jury and the judge what knowledge you have?
I know that dope that y'all are trying to pin on her.
Lack of foundation.
Sustained. Sustained.
Sir, do you know where 34 9th Avenue in Shalimar is?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Who do you know that allegedly lives there?
Joe, his mama, Sarah, Jay. I know a bunch of people there. Alicia.
Alicia lives there? Were you there in the proximity of that residence when the search warrant was served?
No, sir, I was not.
Okay. The item that you were going to share with us, when did you come into possession of what you were about to say to us? Where were you at and what was the date?
What do you mean?
Well, you were about to say something, and I think I know what it is, but we're trying to make sure the record's clear. What date and where were you at and who was there when you learned what you were about to share?
What y'all are trying to pin on Alicia Dean is not hers.
Lack of foundation.
Sustained.
Did you talk to somebody who told you something different?
No, sir.
Hearsay.
Sustained.
Have you talked to Miss Dean?
Just 1 second. Sir, if you'll just wait until I can rule on the objection before you answer, okay? Thank you. What was your objection?
This again, hearsay.
Sustained?
So you were not present the day the search warrant was served?
Say that again, sir?
You were not present at 34 9th Avenue when the search warrant was served on the day it was served?
No, sir, I was not.
Okay. If I could just have a moment.
Sure. Of course. Thank you.
Cross-examination.
Okay. May the witness be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You're free to go. Your next witness?
Joseph Ryan Dobson. Dobson.
Please remain standing and raise your right hand. Face the court.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just have a seat, sir. Thank you.
Sir, speak clearly into the microphone.
All right, Mr. Nopes, you may inquire.
You would just for the record tell us your name, please?
Joseph Dobson.
And Mr. Dobson, do you know Alicia Dean?
Yes.
Are you aware that she's been charged with trafficking in methamphetamine?
Yes.
This stems from a search warrant that was served September 30th of 2022. Were you present when the search warrant was served?
No, I was not.
Okay. So anything that you would have to tell us is not based on anything you observed?
No.
Okay.
Not at that residence, no.
All right. Judge, if I just may have a moment.
Sure.
Let me ask you this. Were you present the night before the search warrant was served at that residence?
Yeah, very shortly there in that, around that time. Maybe not the very night before, but maybe the night before that.
Okay, but how long were you there?
Like 12 hours.
Okay. While you were there, did you see someone that is named Matthew Shrunk?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see Miss Dean there?
Yes.
Okay. Could you see what she was doing?
She was just chilling in her room.
Okay. Did you see what Matthew was doing?
He was just doing the same. He was just hanging out in there. He hung out in there. He stayed there on and off.
Were the two of them hanging out?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you tell if he was using Miss Dean's phone?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So what did you, in your mind, what was he doing?
Well, I mean, he did this all the time. Like, he would get in her phone because he had like a thing for her, and like he would stay at her place sometimes, and like he was kind of weird. He had like an obsession kind of, and he would just mess with her phone. And he hacked stuff. He was into hacking and stuff. Hacked things. Like he would clone your he cloned your Facebook one time, cloned my Facebook one time, and I don't know about that kind of stuff, but I know it's not cool. But he was into that kind of stuff, big into laptops and computers and stuff. Laptops, computers, you know, stuff like that.
So, did you ask him that day? Did you say, hey man, what are you doing?
No, I mean, I've seen him do it before. I didn't really think to ask him because I already knew what he was doing.
Okay.
He just gets their phone. I mean, he used their phone because he often didn't have a phone. But he had a bunch of laptops and computers, but he had to break into them still, usually often. He was paranoid and he didn't really keep a phone of his own a lot of times, but he did have some, not all the time though.
Did you ever, during that evening you were there, did you ever hear her give him the passcode to the phone?
No, he knew it.
Okay.
He had known it. I mean, he'd never asked her for it. He just knew it. I guess they use the same phone, so I mean, they would have the passwords.
So did you perceive that they were more than just simple friends?
Well, I mean, I know that he wanted them to be more than simple friends, but she was like just not really digging it. And he was like persistent and, you know, kind of creepy about it.
Huh.
But, you know.
Those are my questions.
All right. Cross?
So is your testimony that they weren't, Matthew Strunk and Ms. Dean weren't romantically involved?
Best to my knowledge, they were not.
Okay. So if I have a Cellbrite or a text thread from Matthew Strunk and Alicia Dean, and it was 88 pages, would that surprise you?
88 pages?
88 pages.
That's a lot of pages.
That is.
And this is on Facebook?
Nope.
What is it?
It is on cell phone.
Okay, well then.
And your testimony was that they shared a phone.
Often they did.
Often they did. So right now, I am going to show what's marked as States 22. And this is just the page that I got to. This random page. No kiss bye? Question mark?
Okay, well, I couldn't know like that.
I'm sorry.
I said I didn't really like pry into their life like that too much.
No, but you're
Like,
here
I don't know.
testifying.
Yeah, I just didn't know that they were like engaged in that kind of thing. So now I know that.
I think there's more that you didn't know. Is that fair to say?
I mean, I did get in their phone, so I don't know what they type, but I know that, I mean, that's what they just use, I mean, you can tell by their text, the way their texts are, like, she texts differently than him, you ever seen like a speech pattern that doesn't make sense? You get like a weird response or a weird question, it's like, what? That's something you should know, and it's like, he's kind of possessive and weird like that.
But the night
But I
that you
didn't
said
know
they
about
were
that.
together, was he on two phones at the same time, texting her while he's on the phone?
No, I didn't
Like-
see that. I seen him with one phone. But I mean, he had other phones, but I mean, I didn't see him with the other ones. He trying to break into them. I mean, he's trying to hack into the phones. There were a bunch of stolen phones. He was trying to break into them.
Have you ever used drugs with Miss Alicia Dean?
Have I?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you care about Miss Dean?
Yeah, I mean, she's my friend.
You care about the outcome of the case?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Redirect?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
May this witness be released?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. You're free to go. Please don't discuss your testimony with anyone except one of the lawyers. And Mr. Nopes, your next witness.
Your Honor, I call my client.
All right.
Please remain standing, raise your right hand, kiss the clerk.
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you.
All right, just have a seat, ma'am. All right, Mr. Nopes, whenever you're ready.
Please state your name for the record.
Alicia Dean.
And Ms. Dean, you've sat here the last few days and listened to what we've been talking about. So as far as September 30th of last year, I'm sorry, of 2022, do you remember the search warrant being served?
Vaguely, yes, I remember it, kind of, sort of.
Okay. You've heard the testimony of what was found in the RV.
Yes.
At the time they served the search warrant, who was in that RV with you?
Matthew Strunk and Jonathan Hodge.
Okay. So had Matthew spent the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Had he spent more than one night there?
For that week, yeah, he had spent like almost all the whole week.
Okay, so he basically was hanging
Pretty
out
much
with
just
you.
hanging out, yeah.
Okay. And what about the other guy? What's his name?
Jonathan Hodge.
John Hodge. How long had he been there?
He had just got there, like, I guess a couple hours shortly.
Okay. And so, as far as your RV area was concerned, was it common or?
It was, at that point, it was a common area, because I was getting ready to move out. So it became whoever just wanted to go in there and hang out and stay, so.
So, what was your plan to move out?
I had already packed up everything. I was getting ready to move out that day, that morning. I already had a place lined up and everything.
You heard testimony that there was like 18 people there. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Is that a norm?
I guess. I don't know. I stayed to myself most of the time. Half the people that got arrested with us that day, I didn't even talk to. I don't associate with.
So as far as that area that was the RV in the backyard,
Yeah.
was there ever times when other people would just come and go?
Yeah.
Okay. How often would that happen?
Like once or twice a day, sometimes.
Did Mr. Trump, on the evening before, the day of, did he have your phone?
Yeah.
And you gave him the password?
I actually never gave him the password. He had watched me one day and he just kind of figured it out.
Okay.
Just like with fingerprints on any kind of thing, he would watch, fingerprints. It would turn your screen off, it's black, and you could see fingerprints on the screen.
Okay. So it wasn't uncommon for him to have your phone?
No.
Did you know what he was doing on the phone?
No. Sometimes yes, but not all the time, no.
Well, you saw those text messages that they're saying that somebody's setting up a drug deal.
That was kind of new to me.
That was new to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole conversation was new to me. The night before the raid, I had went to sleep like 8, 9 o'clock at night and didn't wait. I was asleep whenever the raid actually happened.
So, is it your testimony then, who did the texting about doing a drug deal?
Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew did?
Strunk.
When you gave your password to Investigator Gingrich, did you know that she was going to use it to download your phone?
Sort of. I mean, I kind of had the idea that this was going to happen.
But you gave it to her
But
anyway?
I didn't think there'd be anything on there that would incriminate me, so.
Okay. Did you know that there was 28 grams of methamphetamine in that dresser?
No, I did not.
Did you ever participate in a transaction to sell or deliver drugs?
No, other than what I would get for personal use.
Have you ever been in trouble in the past?
In the state of Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
A couple years ago for petty theft and misdemeanor, but no, other than that, no.
Just a petty theft?
Yeah, just petty theft.
Okay.
And it was all a misunderstanding, really.
It was what?
All a misunderstanding, really.
Okay. But you were found guilty of it, is that
Yeah.
right? Okay. Anything else here in the state of Florida?
Do what?
Anything else here in the state of Florida?
No.
All right, those are my questions.
All right. Cross?
You watched the videos that were played for the jury of your residence.
Yes.
How did you pack up your stuff? Like, what do you use? Do you use boxes,
I
bags?
use boxes, majority of the time, or totes.
Okay, totes and boxes. Did you see a tote or box in that video?
Well, they weren't showing the front of the RV. The front of the RV had stacks and stacks of boxes of stuff that I had packed up.
They showed the back of the RV where.
They showed the back of the RV,
Right, where there was still.
where there was still stuff out.
I'm sorry, I have to answer the question, and then you can respond.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be rude, it's just hard for the court reporter to transcribe. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So, whose clothes were hung up in the RV?
Some of them were mine, some of them were other, there was 2 other females that had been staying out there with me.
What are their names?
Katrina Reno and Dana Campbell.
And were they there the night that it was that
The raid happened? No.
Okay. So you still had belongings that were unpacked,
Yes.
including your makeup, right?
Yes.
Including the clothes that were in your dresser on the right side?
Yes.
Like, the dresser was full, right?
The more
Okay.
right side should have been full, yeah.
So, and we also saw Lieutenant Gordon walk through the front of that RV. So, the jury will be able to look at the video.
Yeah.
So, is your testimony that the ounce of methamphetamine that was located in your RV, in your dresser, that was Matthew Strunk's?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you know that?
Because he told me it was. It
Did
was
you see him
his.
put it there?
He said he told me it was his.
Did you see him put the...
Oh, no, I didn't see him put it in there.
Do you and Matthew Strunk have a relationship?
We started a relationship, but then it wasn't for me.
What do you mean?
It's just, we're two different people. It's just, he's too controlling and possessive.
All right. Partner in crime. Have you heard that phrase before?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Like, pretty much Bonnie and Clyde is your partner. I mean, I don't know how else to explain that.
Would you, at least during you and Mr. Strunk's relationship, first let me ask you, is Kitten Mr. Strunk?
No.
No? Okay. What are Mr. Strunk's initials?
MTS.
MTS. Okay. Just bear with me. This is State's Exhibit 22. And it's between Kitten and owner. That's your phone number, correct?
Yes.
Owner. Okay, so you know what my tat looks like. I'll get the MTS on one side and the butterfly, the outside of my hand down by my pinky, and then I'll get always on the other side or right underneath, above my knuckles. What's that about?
My tattoo.
Specifically, did you get MTS tattooed on you?
Eventually, yeah, but.
And those are his initials, right?
Yeah, MTS.
So that was like the intention of the tattoo?
Well, I had already had gotten the tattoo.
The-
He just wanted my initials on it.
Okay. And you obliged?
Yeah, sort of.
Does Mr. Strunk traffic methamphetamine?
He's been arrested 4 times for it.
Do you have personal knowledge of it?
No, but Public Records does.
You don't have personal knowledge of him?
Oh, yeah, I mean, personal knowledge would be like what, him telling me or me knowing, finding out about it, reading Public Records, personal knowledge.
Or y'all both selling methamphetamine together?
Not both together, no.
You heard Lieutenant Gordon testify a couple times today.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And do you agree with what he said? Like the lingo? You good?
Yeah, the lingo's.
You holding?
Yeah.
Serve?
Lingo's right, yeah.
Okay.
Anybody on the streets would tell you that that lingo's the right thing.
Okay. Can you tell me what that says? I'm sorry. I'll scoot it down.
Says, I don't know. And it says, I'm chasing ghost serves again.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Okay. You have no idea?
I really honestly don't.
Well, it seems like you do, because, seriously, hey, my serve wasn't a ghost serve! Exclamation.
I still have no idea.
Who is Kitten?
I don't know. I don't know why it even says kitten in the phone.
Okay. Matthew Thomas Strunk is his name, right?
Yes.
Top green bubble. Can you read that for me?
Says, what's pretty obvious, she isn't going to be mad that I don't go. But you seem to think she will be. I don't want to lose you my accountability. So please, when you get done with your serve, talk to me.
So that is Matthew Thomas Strunk that you're talking to.
But I still don't know why it says kitten. I don't know who kitten is.
I have no further questions.
Redirect? All right, may the witness return to her seat. Thank you, ma'am. You can return to your seat. Mr. Nopes, next witness. Oh, no, I said next witness.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
I couldn't hear you, Judge.
Sorry.
Judge, the defense rest.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the defense has just rested. There are more matters that we have to take up outside of your presence. This may take a little longer because what we'll have to do is go over the law that I will be instructing you all on. We've done a lot of that already, but we still have to go through it one last time. We will get you back in as soon as we can.